Hey friends, welcome back to OJ Universe. Thank you so much for stopping by, spending some time with your old buddy here. We did some toy surgery. Yes, we did some swapping of heads, some customs. And if you checked out my last couple shorts, we did some work on the Dawn of Justice Batman. And we also worked on the Mcfarlane Toys Collector Series, Return of Superman. We did a swap on the neck pegs. So you can tell that Superman had a really squashed up kind of neck, and we fixed that. The Dawn of Justice Batman just had a really big neck peg in there that would suit another figure better, and it did. Check out my shorts for those results, and they turned out pretty cool. But here, we got a plethora of Batman figures that we did some toy surgery, some head swaps, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So, first thing we did, as you can see, we got this guy here. He's been the most customized, but we'll hold off on him. We'll take a look at one of my old favorites here, and that is this figure from the Death Metal series. This Batman is really nice. Sculpted details. This was on the early onset of Mcfarlane Toys. A lot of buckles, just heavy metal. It was an awesome figure, but I didn't like the head sculpt that much. So I took the head sculpt from the Page Puncher's Batman, swapped it out, and I think it just suits this figure much better. It's kind of a really distinct look, kind of segmented armor on the helmet as well, on the cowl. I just think it looks fantastic. Plus, I thought the skin tone on the original was just painted really dark and just like a really bad tan or something. I don't know. They tried it with the stubble. Just didn't like it. And I really appreciate that this figure is actually a Black Lantern, which I thought was awesome in the storyline. Spoiler alert, well, it's been around for a while, guys, so his story's been out for years, but I thought this is a more suitable head for a Black Lantern, a little more paler skin, so to speak, and this is the one time it actually works for the figure. But yeah, I really like the way this figure turned out. It is a stunning figure to begin with, but I think adding this new head sculpt just brings it to the next level, and it looks much better in my opinion. Now let's take a look at another figure. So this is the figure. I wasn't crazy about this one to start with, and this is kind of like the 2.0 version of the Arkham Batman. Don't like this G1 body. I really dislike the way the segmentation on the abdomen for the articulation looks. The legs are really scrawny. It's just weird kind of anatomy with the shoulders sitting so low, and if you raise that shoulder up, it just looks so odd. But it's not a terrible figure by any extent of imagination. This 2.0 version does have knuckle dusters, little kind of updated gauntlets as well. Did add some silver metallic paint to the claw here because it was just a solid black casting. Might do a bit more work on it, probably on the spinner there as well, but just want to do a little bit of something. And what I did is put on that Dawn of Justice Batman Ben Affleck head. Now, the Ben Affleck head is a great sculpt. I really do like it, but I just thought, you know what? It's not my favorite version of Batman, and I just thought, you know what? We'll put him on another figure that might suit it a little bit more. Now, I do like this head sculpt. Like I said, it is very well done. It does capture Ben Affleck's likeness with all the fabric wrinkles. I really do like that. Skin tone's nice. It's painted well. So I put it on this body. He does have some really good articulation. The neck has side attitude, look up and down. Unfortunately, I didn't have another neck peg to do some swapping with, so I think it should sit a little bit higher for sure. But, you know, it's a figure that's probably going to stay in the package, and it's really not going to be displayed on my Batman shelf, so it's no big deal. But I just wanted to share that. I needed an extra head for this guy, so I thought, okay, this will work out. And it does look pretty good. In certain angles, it looks really tremendous. And, you know, for a video game figure, I think this kind of suits that mold and captures the essence of the Batman from Arkham series. I really wish they would redo this body. Like, man, it needs some updating. This is one figure I thought, okay, I'm going to do some major toy surgery, replace the legs, fix the arms. Maybe we can get rid of this cape, but I don't know. I don't know if it's really worth doing all that extra work and Frankenstein figures for a figure that I'm not 100% keen on. I was thinking about swapping out these hands and putting on another figure, but they are really tiny hands, and they look really odd on some other figures that are a little bit bigger, more pronounced in definition, and the body a little more muscular. So I'm like, all right, it stays on this figure. But yeah, I don't mind it. I like it. Not too bad of a figure. All right, so moving on. We got some more work that we did. Now, this is a figure that we customized a little while ago when this first came out. This is the Jim Gordon version of Batman from the Rookie storyline. They just announced, Mcfarlane Toys just announced that they're making the Rookie Mech and Mr. Bloom 2-pack, so I'm very excited for that. I still have the DC Collectibles version of that 2-pack. What a figure that is. When the Mcfarlane release is out, I'm definitely gonna do a comparison and review video for both of those. This figure compared to the Mcfarlane one, or excuse me, to the DC Collectibles one, is very different. Strikingly different, but I do like this head sculpt. This head sculpt came from the Rebirth Batman. Swapped it out on here. The original head sculpt was just a little too big in my opinion, and I really like the way this turned out. It suits the body perfectly, and this is a more slender body as well. It's using that kind of young adult body from, well, we've seen it used many times with some Titans figures, but I think this turned out really well. I like the way this looks. Good little addition. It does come with an additional head sculpt as well of Jim Gordon. It's got the red hair. I think that's going to be a Guy Gardner custom down the road for sure. But yeah, I like the way this Batman turned out. Super easy to spoil and pop. Didn't have to do any neck peg adjustments or anything like that. Went on without a problem. And you still have a ton of motion in the neck. Like, man, you got tons of movement, side attitude, up and down. And it's an extremely posable figure. You can get this guy into a lot of poses. He looks great. The little bat launcher here, grapple gun, is pretty cool as well. Threw in a Batarang. But yeah, very nice figure. Now, speaking of the figure that we did the swap with, this is the Rebirth Batman. This figure has put in contention, man. It's got some decent things. It's kind of growing on me. Did have to repaint the grapple gun, so it was just cast in plain black. So I did a little bit of work on that. But this is the head that was originally on the Jim Gordon Batman. And the two figures, like, I really thought that head sculpt looked great on this one. I didn't care if the Jim Gordon head on this body was just a little too big, but it sits perfectly on this figure. It fills out the definition. Like, the figure does have tree trunk legs, kind of spindly, a little bit skinny arms. I want to see some bigger arms in this figure. But the head, I think, just looks fantastic. It is a brilliant Batman head sculpt, stylized extremely well. Definitely captures that comic book look. Definitely has that feel of Greg Capullo artwork that the Rookie was based off of. Some really nice detailed work on it. And it fits onto this body perfectly. Didn't have to swap out the neck peg. You still get tons of motion, lots of range of movement. And it's just a really nice figure. And I think this improves this Batman tremendously. It looks so much better. Yeah, really good custom. I like the way that one turned out. Now, this figure here. I needed to do something with the extra head because I used its head for another figure. So I just checked on the the Hong Kong Sky Dive edition of Batman from the Dark Knight trilogy onto this Arkham Knight body. The Arkham Knight body is really good. There is a new version of this one came out. It's gold accents. It's not too bad. I probably will pick it up if I see it at Canadian retail. But I just popped on this head. Didn't have to do any kind of adjustments to the neck peg either. So you got an unmasked version of an Arkham Knight Batman that could fit into your Dark Knight universe. You got lots of range of movement. And it's really good. I like this head sculpt a lot. It definitely captures the Christian Bale aspect. Plus, it also captures a bit of a generic Bruce Wayne head sculpt as well. So you can go either way in your collection. This is a really big body buck. I mean, it's massive. Really broad shoulders, chest. And the head sculpt is a little bit bigger, so it fits on there quite nicely. And it looks pretty damn good. Now, these two, I think, are my favorites that I did out of all of the customs. So I'm gonna move this guy off to the side for a second, and we'll take a look at this here. So this is the Hong Kong Skydive Batman from the Dark Knight trilogy. So we just had that Bruce Wayne head on there. I really wanted a masked version to go with this body buck. The body buck is spectacular, man. It is beautiful, sculpted so well, so much detail. And I just wanted a figure with a Batman head. No cape. I'm cool with that. This is a real heavy tactical Batman. You can make any kind of storyline you want. This is how I kind of view him, as a really heavy tactical Batman that I think if he's using a cape, it's going to slow him down. Maybe he's got a cape tucked into this backpack that'll expand out. If he's going to jump out of a window, out of some skyrise or something like that. Whatever the case may be, I think this Arkham Knight head just went on really well. Now, I didn't have to adjust the neck peg. I didn't have to do any toy surgery in that respect. Does have a full range of movement as well, and it's just a striking looking Batman. Like, I try to find a Batman head cowl that would be a bit more textured and sculpted, and this one has the extra line work that really adds definition and character to the figure, so it suited this body buck quite well. Now, I was thinking for a little while using this head, excuse me, but unfortunately, it just did not sit on the peg very well. No matter how far I pushed it down, it would not stay down. And there was about literally this much of a gap between the neck and the head. So it just didn't work out very well. Now with this one, you do have to move the head around a little bit because it does have a bit of a gap there as well. But the other one was so big, it wasn't worth doing. And I really like the way this turned out. Very, very fun looking custom, a unique looking Batman that goes on the shelf. It kind of borders the line between movie and comic book. And I really like the way we can do stuff like that with this figure collection from Mcfarlane Toys. They do so many action figures, so many different versions of Batman, but there hasn't been a Batman that I've gone like, oh my God, another Batman? No, I'm like, damn, another Batman, right on. I love it. It's fantastic. They're fun to do some head swaps with and just do some customization. And this one turned out great. Love the way it looks. And then finally, this one we did a bit more toy surgery. So I really do like the way this one turned out. It's the Dawn of Justice Batman body buck. And what we did, we swapped out the shorts because the shorts were just really plain. Had a really nice belt, but I swapped these out with, this is from the Hush Batman 2-pack with those kind of painted in joints in black for the Batman, and that Hush figure wasn't the best either, but I got the set really cheap. It was like 20 bucks. So I did some Frankenstein. Unfortunately, one of my figures broke. That Batman, the leg joint just snapped for some reason. That's the first time it's ever happened. Wasn't really keen on trying to replace it because, well, it's not a big deal. Let's try to fix it. I was able to fix it. Fortunately, the glue stuck, and it's just, that's another story. But this version, I put the Arkham 2.0 head on here. So it does have a really stylized look. This body buck for the Arkham, or not the Arkham, the Dawn of Justice Batman is just fantastic. Of course, it does have that big, unpainted backside, which is ridiculous, but that's fixable. Did add a little bit of silver paint onto the grapple gun just to give it a bit more oomph. Really do like that. It's a great sculpt. But this Batman, holy crap, I really like it. I think it kind of straddles the line of definitely comic book, movie, video game even. The head sculpt, now that I've kind of played around with it, it does have almost a Michael Turner look to it. He's unfortunately a deceased comic book artist that had, Fathom. He did some image stuff, I believe. But his biggest strong suit for me was his DC stuff. He did some amazing covers, beautiful artwork, and it kind of captures that look. I could definitely see that in this head sculpt. So to have kind of like a Michael Turner-esque Batman in my collection, I think it's awesome. Now to do the swap for the head, piece of cake, boil and pop. Didn't have to switch around too much things. I already swapped out the extended neck pegs. This guy had such a large neck peg with a smaller one, and it didn't sacrifice any of the articulation. He can look up a tremendous amount. Side attitude, not too bad. And of course, he's just all around looking damn good. Fits on the neck joint extremely well, especially with this logo. The bigger logo, the broader chest, just gives him a really pronounced, definitely a tough looking Batman. Now for the legs here, I did have to boil and pop. You definitely want to boil and pop, make sure they're moldable, and you can pop them out very easy. And just put on once I remove the legs, this goes on very easily. It just kind of sits into a notch, and boom, you're off to the races. And you got this really nice looking Batman. So yeah, now I will update you with the other neck peg, because the Superman figure from the Mcfarlane Collector series had a really stumpy neck. And I used the extended neck peg from this Batman and put it onto this figure. Check out my shorts, and you can see how it's done. And it just gave him so much more articulation in the neck. I would love to have a sit-down talk with some of the engineers, some of the folks at Mcfarlane Toys, and what constitutes, I want to put a short neck peg in this one, a long neck peg in this one. What's the thought parameters for that? Because, you know, that short neck peg didn't do this figure any justice. The longer neck peg didn't do any of this figure any justice either, but all the extra articulation you got, side attitude, looked up, looked down, just gives it more expressive emotion. And I just think, yeah, I like this figure even more now with that extra articulation in the neck. Yeah, so just a couple simple steps with toy surgery that you can do to improve your figures in your Mcfarlane collection, swap out new heads, kind of refresh your lineup, and it's very easy to do. Boil and pop, that's it. There have been some requests. My followers here are asking, hey, can you do an actual video doing the head swap? So I will definitely do that. I'll work on something on the next kind of custom I'm working on, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I'm glad I could help out, give you guys some extra options on freshening your lineup and just improving your figures. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. We got an entire playlist of DC Multiverse videos and other goodies. And don't forget to subscribe, so I'm going to have new videos posted very, very shortly. And we'll go from there. All right. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have an awesome day, and we'll talk to you soon.